rebelled against their dragonborn lords, the legendary dragon. Alduin's defeat is the centerpiece of the war. You see, here he is falling from the sky. The Nord Tongs, masters of the voice, are arrayed against him.
So does it show how they defeated him? Isn't that why we're here?
Patience, my dear. The Akaviri were not a straightforward people. Everything is couched in allegory and mythic symbolism. Yes. This here, coming from the mouths of the Nord heroes, this is the Akaviri symbol for shout. But there's no way to know what shout is meant.
You mean they used a shout to defeat Alduin? You're sure?
Oh, yes. Presumably something rather specific to dragons. Or even Alduin himself. Remember, this is where they recorded all they knew of Alduin and her.
So we're looking for a shout. Damn. Have you ever heard of such a thing? A shout that can knock a dragon out of the sky? You're probably right. I was hoping to avoid having to involve them in this, but it seems we have no choice. Right. Good thing they've already let you into their little cult. Not likely they'd help Esbern or me if we came calling. We'll look around Skyhaven Temple and see what else the old blades might have left for us. It's a better hideout than I could have hoped for. Talos guard you.
Look, the third man. The prophecy which brought the Akaviri to Tamriel in the first place, in search of the Dragonborn. Here are the Akaviri, the blades. You see their distinctive long swords.
I never thought I would be so happy to go and see the Greybeards. But after having to tag along with the mighty geriatric dragon slayers, they seem wonderful
Are you
in
paying attention,
comparison.
Delphine? You might learn something of our own history. I know the prophecy by heart. Once all blades knew it. When misrule takes its place at the 8 corners of the world. When the brass tower walks and time is reshaped. When the thrice blessed fail and the red tower trembles. When the dragonborn ruler loses his throne and the white tower falls. When the snow tower lies sundered, kingless, bleeding, the World Eater wakes, and the wheel turns upon the last dragonborn. Did you need something? That's all.
What is it? If they had their way, you do nothing but sit up on their mountain with them and talk to the sky or whatever it is they do. The Greybeards are so afraid of power that they won't use it. Think about it. Have they tried to stop the Civil War or done anything about Alduin? No. And they're afraid of you, of your power. Trust me, there is no need to be afraid. Think of Tiber Septim. Do you think he'd have founded the Empire if he'd listened to the Greybeards? The Thalmor hunted us down, remember? It wasn't exactly great for recruitment. But we have a headquarters of a sort now. We will rebuild the Blades. Someday. If you find anyone you think would make a good recruit, I can certainly take a look at them. Remember though, being a Blade is a lifelong commitment. Their loyalty has to be with us once they're in.
Yes, that's an excellent. Who knows?
High above. Where did you learn of that? Who have you been talking to? The Blades, of course. They specialize in meddling in matters they barely understand. Their reckless arrogance knows no bounds. They have always sought to turn the Dragonborn from the path of wisdom. Have you learned nothing from us? Would you simply be a tool in the hands of the Blades to be used for their own purposes? What I want is irrelevant. This shout was used once before, was it not? And here we are again. Have you considered that Alduin was not meant to be defeated? Those who overthrew him in ancient times only postponed the day of reckoning. They did not stop it. If the world is meant to end, so be it. Let it end and be reborn. No, not now. Not until you return to the path of wisdom. Forgive me, I was intemperate. I allowed my emotions to cloud my judgment. Master Einarth reminded me of my duty. The decision whether or not to help you is not mine to make. No, I cannot teach it to you, because I do not know it. It is called Dragonrend, but its words of power are unknown to us. We do not regret this loss. Dragonrend holds no place within the way of the voice. It was created by those who had lived under the unimaginable cruelty of Alduin's dragon cult. Their whole lives were consumed with hatred for dragons, and they poured all their anger and hatred into this. When you learn a shout, you take it into your very being. In a sense, you become the shout. In order to learn and use this shout, you will be taking this evil into yourself. But not Dragonrend. The knowledge of that shout was lost in the time before history began. Perhaps only its creators ever knew it, but I am not the one to speak of it to you. Only Paarthurnax, the master of our order, can answer that question, if he so chooses. He lives in seclusion on the very peak of the mountain. He speaks to us only rarely, and never to outsiders. Being allowed to see him is a great privilege. Only those whose voice is strong can find the path. We will teach you a shout to open the way to Paarthurnax.
Yes? Did you want something? I'm here, if you ever need me.
What? The Stormcloaks? Really, friend? I think you need to rethink your life decisions. Have you ever seen a Hova? They are like ticks, except enormous. They hunt people by leaping on them and burying their jaws in their chest.
Dovahkiin. Follow me. I will show you how to open the path to not hate, distrust, and fear. The Blades have always sought to turn the Dragonborn away from the path of wisdom. It was created by those who had lived. Their whole lives were consumed. When you learn a shout, in order to learn and use this shout, you have learned so much already, Dragonborn. Growing your gift too quickly would be dangerous. But there are many words of power in Skyrim, carved in the dragon tongue. Even from here we can feel the Thu'um resonate from. Finding these lost words would be a sufficient test to temper your abilities with experience. Ask when you are ready to search. We have felt the whisper of a word.
Where are
Give
all
me
the
your
female
map and I will
breeders?
show you where its
Tell
echo
me
can be
that.
found. Perhaps not. But this shout was used once before, was it not? And here we are again. Have you considered that Alduin was not meant to be defeated? Those who overthrew him in ancient times only postponed the day of reckoning. They did not stop it. If the world is meant to end, so be it. Let it end and be reborn. Sky above, voice within.
Force Bruder! Force Bruder! Force Bruder!
Path to Parthenax lies through this gate. I will show you how to open the way. Look.
You don't suppose the Greybeards could teach me a shout or two?
Core. I will grant you my understanding of clear sky. This is your final gift from us, Dragonborn. Use it well. Clear skies will throw away the mist, but only for a time. The path to Parthenax is perilous, not to be embarked upon lightly. Keep moving, stay focused on your goal, and you will reach the summit.
Force Roll! Look! 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 Look!
Most people like to hunt animals. I also love to hunt people. And pretty much anything else.
Look!
Stop daydreaming about me and which way I'm going.
Greetings, Wunderneek. I am Parthenax. Who are you? What brings you to my Strunmach, my mountain? Yes, Vaza. You speak true, Dovahkiin. Forgive me. It has been long since I held Tinvak with a stranger. I gave in to the temptation to prolong our speech. Evenar Balok, there are many hungers it is better to deny than to feed. Drechni Nakib, discipline against the lesser, aids in Kachnar, denial of the greater.
Maybe we should bring him a real
Tell
large
me,
lantern.
why do you come here, Volan? Why do you intrude on my meditation? Drem, patience. There are formalities which must be observed at the first meeting of two of the Dove. By long tradition, the elder speaks first. Hear my Thum. Feel it in your bones. Match it if you are Dovahkiin. I have spoken. The Rotmular waits. Gift, Dovahkiin. You'll understand fire as the Dove do.
Yes?
Show me what you can do. Greet me not as mortal, but as Dova. Dovahkiin. Ah, yes. Sosedo Vrostmul. The dragon blood runs strong in you. It is long since I had the pleasure of speech with one of my own kind. So, you have made your way here to me. No easy task for a Jor, mortal, even for one of Dovasos, dragon blood. What would you ask of me? Ah, I have expected you, Proda. You would not come all this way for Tinvak with an old Dova. No, you seek your weapon against Alduin.
Alduin Comate Teed, what else would you seek? Alduin and Dovahkiin return together. But I do not know the Thum you seek. Croesus, it cannot be known to me. Your kind, Jor, mortals, created it as a weapon against the Dove, the dragons. Our Hadrime, our minds, cannot even comprehend its concepts.
When I first met you, I said I wanted to kill a dragon.
Drem, all in good time. First, a question for you. Why do you want to learn this Thum? Prusa. As good a reason as any. There are many who feel as you do, although not all. Some would say that all things must end, so that the next can come to pass. Perhaps this world is simply the egg of the next Kalpa, Lean Vokeen. Would you stop the next world from being born? Paz, a fair answer. Rofus, maybe you only balance the forces that work to quicken the end of this world. Even we who ride the currents of time cannot see past time's end. Ulsetid los trahodis. Those who try to hasten the end may delay it. Those who work to delay the end may bring it closer. But you have indulged my weakness for speech long enough. Croesus, now I will answer your question. Do you know why I live here, at the peak of the Monaven, what you name throat of the world? Drem, patience. I am answering in my way. This is the most sacred mountain in Skyrim, Sokravakstruma, the great mountain of the world. Here, the ancient tongues, the first mortal masters of the voice, brought Alduin to battle and defeated him. Yes and no. Viknus Nikaron. Alduin was not truly defeated either. If he was, you would not be here today seeking to defeat him. The Nords of those days used the Dragon-Rend shout to cripple Alduin, but this was not enough. Ok Mulag Unslad. It was the Kell, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time. Not intentionally. Some hoped he would be gone forever, forever lost. Meye. I knew better. Tidbo Amativ. Time flows ever onward. One day he would surface. Which is why I have lived here. For thousands of mortal years, I have waited. I knew where he would emerge, but not when. How to explain in your tongue? The Dove have words for such things that Jor do not. It is an artifact from outside time. It does not exist, but it has always existed. Rahwalan. They are fragments of creation. The Kele, Elder Scrolls as you name them, they have often been used for prophecy. Yes, your prophecy comes from an Elder Scroll. But this is only a small part of their power. Sofa Suyek. Do you know why I live here? True, but few now remember that this was the very spot where Alduin was defeated by the ancient tongues. Varucht Unslad. Perhaps none but me now remember how he was defeated.
What is it?
Good. Good. Good.
Do you know why I live here at Varucht Uns? It was the Kel, the Elder Scroll. They used it to cast him adrift on the currents of time. Do you know why I live here at the peak of the Monaven? What Drem? This is the Here, the ancient tongues, the first mortal masters of the voice, brought Alduin to battle and defeated him. Yes, it was the Kel, the Tid Krent. If you brought that Kel, that Elder Scroll back here to the Tid Ahran, the Time Wound, with the Elder Scroll that was used to break time, you may be able to cast yourself back to the other end of the break. You could learn Dragonrend from those who created it.
Greybeards is a dragon. Well, that explains a lot. So I guess we need an Elder Scroll then? Is that
Croesus,
all?
no.
Well, that shouldn't be hard.
I know little
I mean,
of
they
what
were
has
just
passed
laying all
below
over the
in the
place.
long years I have lived
That was
here.
me thinking he was going to say that we
You
had
are
to do
likely
something
better
difficult.
informed than I. Sum arc mora. Drem Yolok, return it here to the Tid Achran. Then, Kele Vomindok. Nothing is certain with such things. But I believe the scroll's bond with the Tid Achran will allow you a seeing, a vision of the moment of its creation. Then you will feel, know Dragonrend in the power of its first expression. You will see them, Wuthfadon, my friends, Haken, Gormlaith, Feldir. The first mortals that I taught the Thum, the first tongues, the leaders of the rebellion against Alduin. They were mighty in their day, even to attempt to defeat Alduin. Sahrot Hun, the Nords have had many heroes since, but none greater. Lok Thum. Drem Yolok, greetings. Croesus, no. I know little of what has passed below in the long years I have lived here. You are likely better informed than I. Trust your instincts, Dovahkiin. Your blood will show you the way. Vomindok, I do not know. The Dove are children of Akatosh. Thus, we are specially attuned to the flow of time. Perhaps also uniquely vulnerable. I warned them against such a rash action. Even I could not foresee its consequences. Nust Lihon, they would not listen. Yes, there were a few of us that rebelled against Alduin Stur, his tyranny. We aided the humans in his overthrow. But they did not trust us. Ni-Ov. Their inner counsels were kept hidden from us. I was far from here on the day of Alduin's downfall, but all Dove felt the sundering of time itself. I cannot tell you in detail. I never heard it used. Kogan. It was the first Thum created solely by mortals. It was said to force a dragon to experience the concept of mortality. A truly von Mindoran. Incomprehensible idea to the immortal Dove. I have taught the way of the voice for centuries, and the Thum since long before that. But no, Dovahkiin. Others do not come here to train anymore. Saran, you are the first in over 100 years. I meditate on the Rotmulag, the words of power. I counsel in their use. It is enough for me. Knowing a word of power is to take its meaning into yourself. Contemplate the meaning of a Rotmulag. You will become closer to that word as it fills your inner self. Will I teach you, Dovahkiin? What word calls you to deeper understanding? There are 3 to master. Fus, Faim, and Yol. It is called force in your tongue. Think of the way force may be applied. That is Fus. Let its meaning fill you. Sum Ark Mora. You will push the world harder than it pushes back. Which calls to you, Dovahkiin? Fade in your tongue. Mortals have greater affinity for this. Ponder the meaning of spirit. That is fine. Let that meaning fill you. Which calls to in your tongue the words. That is the truth. Think of this as the fire builds in your sum, in your breath. Sum Ark Mora. What will you burn? What will you spare? Sum Ark Mora.
So, you spoke to Parthenax. The dragon blood burns bright within you. Did he tell you what you wanted to know? Did he teach you the dragon rend shout? Well, so be it. If he believes it is necessary for you to learn this, we will bow to his wisdom. We have never concerned ourselves with the scrolls. The gods themselves would rightly fear to tamper with such things. As for where to find it, such blasphemies have always been the stock in trade of the mages of Winterhold. They may be able to tell you something about the Elder Scroll you seek. Perhaps not, but this... Have you considered that Alduin, those who overthrew... If the world is meant to end, so be it. Let it end and be reborn. It was created by those who had lived their whole... When you learn, in order to learn and use this shout, such blasphemies are the calling of mages. Take your question to the College of Winterhold. They may be able to help you. Breath and focus.
Is there something hard in your pocket? I felt it when you brushed against me.
Unless you're bringing me another round, you can just keep walking.
Like some horrible monster was turned inside.
I'm just trying to have a quiet drink here, all right? Oh, great. Why don't you go join the college and maybe you can... why don't you go join the college and maybe you can prance about? It's not like there's anything to do here but drink anyway.
Come on in.
Yeah, yeah.
We got warm food.
Stand
warm
very
drinks,
still.
Warm bed.
Now, take a deep breath. Could you describe the smell? But clearly with no discernible consequences. Well, I suppose it's probably for the best. Now, I have work to do. You may go.
Mages don't let us go into college. They said it's not safe.
Welcome to Winterhold, or at least what's left of it. This here's the frozen hearth.
Even Ranmere can only drink so much. I suppose that's a benefit to having so few customers.
That's right. College of Winterhold, just north of town. Hard to miss. Unlike some folks here in town, it's where most of our business comes from, in fact. If you've business with the college, you're welcome to... Don't worry about Nellikar. He has a permanent room here at the inn. But he keeps to himself. I'm afraid there's not much to be said. You can talk to Birna if you need to buy anything. She doesn't have... Most of the business we get is from folks here to visit the college. Though even that's dried up some. Drink for the thirsty, food for the hungry. All right, then.
Just say, we may not have as much... You mean the inn or Winterhold? Suppose it's the same answer either way. Winterhold's fallen on hard times. A few of us are either too stubborn or too crazy to go, so we do our best to make a living. It's not much. Very little money passes through Winterhold anymore. But if there's one thing you can count on, it's folks... Well, most of our business comes from folks traveling to and from the college. The mages at the college keep to themselves for the most part, so we don't see much of them. If you're here for the college, don't let the folks in town bother you. Just try and keep to your... Winterhold doesn't offer much, but we like living here. Been here all our lives. We may not have as much to offer as Whiterun or Solitude, but we'll do what we can to make your stay a pleasant one. Good day. Can I help you? Well, yes. Ours is the only family left that truly cares what happens to Winterhold. Without us looking out for Winterhold, it'd be doomed. Simply doomed. We do the best we can, even though we have next to nothing. Asser's gonna grow up to be a great man, because he'll have lived through such hardship. That wizard is still at the inn. It's clear that memories are far too short. I'd rather see the Sea of Ghosts swallow Winterhold entirely than have it run by the Empire. Courier will be the first to tell you that if it weren't for that college, we'd all... Winterhold might yet thrive if that college had never been built.
I don't care how many colleges they build, or how much the sea swallows. What's your business here in Winterhold? Should have. Not that it matters anymore. No one but Winterhold has lost much of it. I've heard rumors of the resting place of the Helm of Winterhold. The very same helm that Hansa was in line to be High King of Skyrim, you know. Having that might get the ear of the other holds, and give me some authority. Good. I'll have a sum of gold waiting for your return. I do. And if you count yourself among their there's nothing left of Winterhold. Everyone knows it's the college's fault that the sea swallowed our city. Still they deny it. What's there to tell? Someday there'll be proof they caused the Great Collapse. Most of us sit. Nope. The college is the worst thing that's ever happened to Winterhold. I don't care how many colleges they build, or how much the sea You know, Winterhold used to be the seat of power in Skyrim. Those cursed mages. Few will admit it, but we know the truth about the Great Collapse. Come back as soon as you have the helm.
Damn faithless Imperials. Next Imperial I see is dead. Keep clear of the college, and keep yourself out of trouble.
We don't get many people like you visiting Winterhold. Usually it's elves. My pa says elves are the reason no one lives here anymore. My pa says elves are bad and not to trust them. Fine. Besides, Irid and I are just playing hide and seek. Irid says the mages at the college are nice people, but did you know that most of Winterhold fell into the sea? I heard it's because of that college. Why did they do that? Why would they be so evil? My pa says elves are bad and not to trust them.
I know
Until
you're
next time.
excited to see me, but perhaps you should wait for a more appropriate
Are you
moment
bothering
before
me
you
for a
dive
reason?
on top of me.
As steward of Winterhold, my job is to serve the Jarl, not waste time talking with travelers. Nothing. I don't really know. Look, I'm trying to do as little as possible. It turns out that if people think you're some sort of secret wizard, I guess everyone just assumes I've got some connections at the college because I'm a Dunman. People won't say it, but they're afraid of me, so they leave me alone. Safe travels.
The gods gave you two hands, and you use them both for your weapon. I can respect that.
I'll sell just about anything if it's worth. I do what's necessary, so it's not often. I lose dust. This store would finally be on its feet if I hadn't lost my last shipment. Tell me you've seen them. Those things. I don't know what they... You aren't for hire, are you? Thank you. Here, I'll show you on your map where to look. Very fun. I'm sure you've noticed that Winterhold isn't a... So I'll sell whatever I can. I've been burned a few times, made a few bad deals, but mostly I come out on top. Wasn't by choice, I can tell you. Options were in short supply. Branmir and I grew up. Without the coin to pack up and leave, I decided to take... Yeah, it was... I shouldn't have believed the story and just refused the trade. Some line about this clothing in Ingol Barrow. He said it was worth more than its weight in gold. Something about placing it back in Ingol's chamber, I don't know. What was I thinking? Even if it were true, I'm not setting foot in some ancient tomb filled with who knows what. I don't even care anymore. You want to check it out? Fine. Fine.
you get killed on account of this thing, it's not my fault. Got it? But I suppose if it does actually turn out to be worth something, let me know, will you? My brother's a good-for-nothing. If you're looking for Ranmir, he's either passed out in bed... Have to, since I can't count on... Ranmir has no problem drinking himself under the table, so I have... Just because we live in the middle of nowhere doesn't give Ranmir the right to drink himself into oblivion.
Kraldars, how can I help you? These are dark times. The Jarl. I'm not one to If you need... I'm just the housecarl. Kraldar's family was once very powerful. He has big plans for Winterhold. We'd be better off. Some people can't be trusted to accomplish any... I'm not one to complain, but I'm not sure why the Jarl insists on keeping Malor Selloth around.
Winterhold was once the capital of Skyrim, you know. Good. They're simply scholars. They mean no one harm. I've had... Oh, he's perfectly polite, if a bit guarded. I'm afraid the Winterhold you see before you is some... I can assure you, though, that it was quite something in its prime. Sadly, the Oblivion Crisis took its toll on Winterhold. In more... Just about 80 years ago, there was... terrible disaster. In the middle of it all, some believed the mages were behind the whole... Archmage Aaron assures me that his people had nothing to do with it. And I believe... You may have noticed the college, just to the north there. Very prestigious place. After the Oblivion Crisis was over, many felt that magic use... A good many dark elves were driven from the city, and people became... uncomfortable. I hope the College of Winterhold, it'll take time, but I think that there's yet hope. Archmage Aaron assures Winterhold may not... Winterhold was once the capital of Skyrim. I'd like nothing more than to... It's hard to recover from something like the Great Collapse. I have a very close relationship with Savos Aaron, the current. Winterhold may not look impressive, but it has a very rich history.
If you're here for sightseeing, well, then you've seen the sights. Might as well head somewhere more.
cross the bridge at your own peril. The way is dangerous, and the gate will not open. You shall not gain entry.
You won't be able to see 3 feet ahead.
I am here to assist those seeking the will. And if, in the process, the more important question is, why are you... Perhaps. But what is it you expect to find within?
This is why you don't invade Skyrim in the winter.
Do you? It is true, there are some here who have spent years. But what you seek does not... It would seem that the college has what you seek. Not just anyone is allowed inside. Those... A small test, if you will. Dragon Ball? It's been so long since we've had any I would be most impressed to see that. So the stories are true. You are Dragonborn. Normally, you'd need to show some aptitude with one of the schools of magic. But you... I think there is much that we can learn from each other. I think you'll be a superb addition to the college. Welcome, apprentice. I'll lead you across the bridge. Once you're inside, you'll want to speak with Mirabelle Irvine, our master wizard. Please, follow me.
Finally! I thought she was never going to let us in. So you're joining the college to become a mage? I guess I could...
So, you're serious about becoming a mage, then?
Much knowledge lies within the college's walls.
Never thought I'd find myself within these walls. This place is more impressive than the Blue Palace.
I believe I've made myself rather clear.
Yes, of course. I'm simply trying to understand the reasoning behind the decision.
You may be used to the Empire bowing
The Great
to your
Collapse
every
was
whim,
decades
but I'm afraid
ago.
you'll find the Thalmor
Could fix that
received
damn
no such
bridge
treatment
already.
here. You are a guest of the college, here at the pleasure of the Archmage. I hope you appreciate the opportunity.
Yes, of course. The Archmage has my thanks.
Very good. Then we're done here. Welcome to the college. Like it or not, this college is a direct influence on the... It is up to each of us to present ourselves publicly as maturely as possible, and to remain above petty local squabbles. We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared.
Your nose hairs have frozen.
Another new student. I'm surprised at how many of you there are left. Well, first you'll need these. While you're not required to wear them, I'll give you a brief tour, and then we'll get you to your first class. Are you ready to begin? Wonderful. Please follow me, and don't wander off. The College of Winterhold has been a fixture in Skyrim for thousands of years. A prominent feature here is the Hall of the Elements. It's our primary location for lectures, practice sessions, and general meetings. The Arcanium is located above the hall, and the Archmage's quarters above that. While technically in charge of the college, the Archmage's responsibilities often keep him occupied. Thus, I run the day-to-day operations. Now, if you'll please follow me, I'll show you the living quarters. Unfortunately, we've had to implement more stringent entry procedures
Wow,
due to some
this
problems
college
with the local
tour is
norms.
so interesting.
We don't anticipate any real violence, but it never hurts to be prepared.
You are new here, are you not? We have not spoken. Then allow... I am Savos Arin. I am quite content to see nearly any but I do not and will not approve of any reason. Are we clear? Not. Some risks must be taken. We also must make an effort to avoid worsening what Skyrim thinks of us.
I'll ask that you please keep your voice down on this, as others may be working on research. Delicate experiments.
Let me give you a bit of a...
There are some experiments the college frowns on. Purposely killing your fellow college members is a bad idea. As for research, if you're going to need live test subjects for your experiments, it's easier to do that off... Shh! Meet me in my quarters.
Careful there, friend.
I have many important things on. Another new apprentice, I see. Are you of the sort that believe you're here to change the world? Or are you only in it for yourself? I assure you that I shall be watching you, all of you, very closely. Your superior and I were simply having a discussion about my level of access. Well, perhaps that is why you're merely an apprentice here. Nothing you need to concern yourself with. I shall be quite capable of observing everything that... I am an advisor to... I am at the Archmage's disposal if he requires advice. Perhaps not as often as he should. In time, I believe he will be more trusting. Now that stability has been established to guide its people through this time of transition, to help lead them to a better future.
Welcome, welcome. We were just beginning. Please, stay and listen.
Enchanting services
So, as I was saying,
are one of the few
first
things
thing
that
to
keep us in
understand is
touch
that
with the
magic
rest
is,
of Skyrim.
by its very nature, volatile and dangerous. Unless you can control it, it can and will destroy you.
Sir, I think we all understand that fairly well. We wouldn't be here if we couldn't control magic.
Of course, my dear, of course. You all certainly possess some inherent natural ability. That much is not being questioned. What I'm talking about is true control, mastery of magic. It takes years, if not decades, of practice and study.
Then what are we waiting for? Let's get started.
Please, please. This is exactly what I'm talking about. Eagerness must be tempered with caution, or else disaster is inevitable.
But we've only just arrived here. You've no idea what any of us are capable of. Why not give us a chance to show you what we can do?
You've been quiet so far. What do you think we should do? Well, your classmates certainly seem to disagree with you.
Priests of Ephraim
Don't listen to
are
him.
said
We
to
can
be
do it.
able to change
Just
the
give us a
past
chance.
and predict the future.
All right, let's settle
My
down.
mother
I suppose we can try something practical. In continuing with our theme of safety, we'll start with wards. Wards are protective spells that block magic. I'll teach you all a ward, and we'll see if you can successfully use it to block spells, all right? Would you mind helping me with the demonstration? Are you at all familiar with ward spells? That's what this lesson... Now, if you'll just stand right over there, I'll cast a spell... block... with the ward. Here we go. Over there, please. Just opposite me. Don't want anyone else in the way.
I think I'll sit this lesson out. Good luck with your fancy spellcasting.
Before you even ask, yes, I have an ancestry steeped in magic, and no, I don't want to talk about it. Yes, I know Winterhold used to be full of my kind, and no, I don't care that they're all gone now. Does that cover everything? No, I suppose we haven't. Brillina Marion of House Telvanni. Now I'm here to study conjuration. That's what... so far. If only because no one... I just want to learn. I don't want to think about what's expected of me. What? Oh, sorry. I'm just a bit distracted. I think my parents reserved a spot for me here at the college on the day I was born. Don't worry about me. I'll be fine. Actually, this is one of a very few places where you can receive a real education in the schools of magic. I just hope I can live up to expectations. I know I don't like the way he looks at me. I can't tell if he expects me to blow myself up or to try and murder him. But he clearly doesn't trust any of us. Didn't you know? Before the Oblivion Crisis, many elves called Winterhold their home. More visited the college from Morrowind every year. After, growing distrust of magic made life difficult for many. Some left rather than endure the growing hatred from the local. Others returned home after the Red Year, when Vardenfell erupted and caused much destruction. Winterhold itself died in the years between then and now. What's left out there is a husk. Only the college really remains. All right then.
New here too, eh? It's good to see another Nord. Almost doesn't feel like Skyrim, being so far away from the rest of the... Magic is shunned by most. If it can't be swung over your head and used to crack skulls, most Nords want nothing. Magic is seen as something for...
Shh. You are new, yes? Have you mastered the expert-level distraction spells yet? Ah, this is good. It is good to finally be around mages who may be able to keep up with J'zargo. There is much for... There is skill in magic, there is charm, and there is a strong will. J'zargo will be... The only reason you could disagree is because you are losing so badly you cannot see it. Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere. J'zargo will go wherever he can to learn more. Until next time.
I have many important things on my mind. Your concerns are not among them.
I don't... You are now in the Arcanium, of which I am in charge. It might as well be... Disrupt my Arcanium. Now, do you require assistance?
As a matter of fact, there are. Immensely powerful mage. Back in the... He holed himself up in Labyrinthian, and devoted all his time to... Since then, his writings have been scattered all over Skyrim. I've heard whispers of more of his work having turned up. If you can track it down, it may prove. If you're feeling adventurous, I'm always looking for someone to procure valuable book. Some other time, perhaps. You need a book? You talk to me. Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this collection. It's going to stay pristine, understand? And I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? Archmagus Shalador had an understanding of here at the college. He is most remembered for his great maze of Labyrinthian, said to hold Glamouril. We are always searching for more of Shalador's writings, in an attempt to understand both our knowledge of the man and magic in general. What is interesting is that an array so... The few of his works that have been recovered suggest that he had a... And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? Or are you just someone's errand? I knew it. Everyone comes in here. An Elder Scroll is an instrument of immense knowledge, and to read an Elder Scroll, a person must... Even so, the Divines usually take the reader's sight as a price. The simplest way to put it is, knowledge. It's a reflection of all possible futures, and all possible. Each reader sees different reflections through different lenses. But at the same time, all of it is true, even the falsehoods. It would take a month to explain to you how that very question doesn't even make sense. The scrolls exist here, with us, but also beyond and Sorry, talking about the scrolls, you usually end up in irritating and vague metaphors like, you think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it? It would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it. What about... Wait. Are you? Were you the one that... I'll bring everything we have on them. But it's not... So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture. A mage is only as good as what... We've been keeping this collection since the Second Era. Books have come and... Of course I do. Mages need to be reminded to be careful around. I have a few things laying around that weren't worth adding to the collection. You may look through them. Fight well. Here you go. Try not to spill anything on them. I don't want to see you treating any of these books poorly. Are we clear? Hundreds of years have gone into assembling this. Aye, that's the work of Septimus Signet. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but he's been gone for a long while. Somewhere up north. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact. Haven't heard from him since. You need a book? You talk to me. Otherwise you're going to find yourself in a lot of pain.
It's rare to find someone so jolly in Skyrim.
that.
Enchanting services are one of the few things that keep us in touch with the rest of Skyrim. You've come to the right place. I'd be happy to teach you. I'm sure you can figure it out on your own. If you can't, my pleasure. I need some more supplies. Can you help out with that? Yes, well, so do I. That's why I was hoping you could help.
I'm trying to pay attention.
Now, cast the ward spell and keep it up. Have to keep your ward up, or else this won't work. I don't want to hurt you. Over there, please, just opposite me. Wouldn't want anyone else in the way.
The local Nords may love you.
And keep it up. Excellent work. Well, I think this is an excellent start. I'd like you all to continue practicing.
Savos doesn't care for politics. He likes to believe the college is removed from the rest of Skyrim.
The college has undertaken a fascinating excavation in the ruins of Sarthor nearby. It's an excellent learning opportunity. I suggest we meet there in a few hours and see what waits us inside. That's all for now. Thank you.
Skyrim could not be more different from elsewhere.
Dwemer in the beyond. I'll know your lost unknown and rise to your depths. The warp of air. How long will it be It licked the pain, but I'll rise to your depths. Elders, the Empire, they absconded with them. I know, but I cannot go to it, not poor Septimus, for I am well. Here as in this plane, Mundus, Tamriel, on the cosmological scale, well, it's all nearby. Oh, a brutish one. Septimus You see this map? Septimus is clever among men, but he is but an idiot. Lucky then they left behind their... in the depth. Have you heard of Black Reach? Cast upon where Drimmer cities under deep, of Tand, the point of Punk. Delve to its limit, but not all can enter there. 2 things I have. The round one for tuning, the edged lexicon for fine Mazark and its sky dome. The machinations there will read the scroll and lay the lore upon the... Trust Septimus. He knows you can know.
I hope you know what Septimus was banging on about, because I don't speak lunatic.
The deepest doors of Dwemer listen for singing, to glimpse the world inside, and the Dwemer found a loophole as place the lexicon into their contraption and focus. Ooh, this Dwemer inside is, but it was someone else, unseen. The scroll, for not even the strongest man. You look to your left, you see one way. But the Elder Scrolls, they look left and right. Sometimes they even look up. What do they see then? What if they dive in? Then the madness begins.
Well, he seemed fairly normal to me. He should consider writing poetry. So, to Black Reach we go then. What in oblivion is that thing? Is that where the Elder Scroll is kept? Well, that was quicker and easier than I expected. I guess that old guy was right then, but how do we get it? Didn't he give you some special cube?
Dig, Dwemer in the beyond. I'll know your lost unknown and rise to your depths.
Most people usually buy me a drink first.
Where is it? I know you were trying to keep it for yourself, Cesar. You always try to keep it for yourself.
I don't have time for this.
Who is this, brother? Another of the smooth skins looking for food? This one wasn't trapped with us. There.
Let it be a lesson. Look at those machines. Incredible. Barely a scratch. Do you have a death wish? go. Time to end this. fall to my
This isn't one of those boy meets girl cliches, is it?
Careful there, friend.
Was there something you wanted? Yippee! I love holding people's junk. Time to move, I guess. You remind me of a dog I used to know. I had to always take him off of me as well.
Of course, you want me to leave. Just waiting for me to turn my back, so you can have all the glory for yourself. Is someone there? Huh?
With no choice. Hi there. Huh? Who paid for this?
There's something so eerie about Dwemer ruins. All these lonely, abandoned halls. It's like they were just here. What? Yes?
Let me guess. You want to talk?
guys a quick video on how
How can I help? Yes?
Well, that is one fancy looking scroll. But just looking at it makes my eyes hurt. Let's go and show that Alduin that he picked the wrong woman to mess with. Oh, and you, of course.
When the top level was built, give it quickly. Extraordinary. The ceiling. Dwemer blood can loose the hooks, but a panoply of their brethren could gather to the blood of Altmer, Bosmer, Duck. Bear you hence this extractor. It will drink the fresh blood of elves. Come when its set is complete. Ah, the box. I have devoted my life to the Dwemer were the last to touch it. It was thought to have been destroyed. The Daedric Prince of the Unknown, Hermaeus Mora. I thought there were no secrets left to... He asks a price to work his in time, but he won't reveal how to open it. Maddening.
So, we need to kill one of each type of elf? Huh, this sounds as though it could be rather enjoyable.
How long will it be sun? My feet were set upon the rock, but it turned to mud and threw me down.
Come closer, bask in my presence. I am Hermaeus Mora. I've been watching you since you defeated Mirak. Your progress is most impressive. Your continuing aid to Septimus renders him increasingly obsolete. He has served me well, but his time is nearing its end. Once that infernal lockbox is opened, he will have exhausted his usefulness to me. When that time comes, you shall take his place as my emissary. What say you? Go forth. Come closer. I am Hermes. Come closer. I am Hermes Mora. I've come closer. I am Hermes Mora. I've been watching you since you defeated Mirak. Your progress is most impressive. Your continuing aid to Septimus renders him increasingly obsolete. He has served me well, but his time is nearing its end. Once that infernal lockbox is opened, he will have exhausted his usefulness to me. When that time comes, you shall take his place as my emissary. What say you? Be warned, many have thought as you do. I have broken them all. You shall not evade me forever.
We should take Yarmarch. It'll be an important
How goes the
pressure
investigation?
point on the Imperials.
Travel
We'll be
safely.
within spitting
Danger
distance.
Glad you're here. I am your sword and your shield.
Oh, no way I'd become a blade. Delphine wouldn't trust me, and I wouldn't trust myself not to kill her.
Careful there, friend. Whoa. Easy now.
Honored to see you again, my Thane.
My father... Need something? What can I do for you?
Seeing a good tavern brawl might be just the thing to lift my spirits.
Be careful.
Please forgive my mood. I'm still coming to terms with my daughter's death.